Oh boy, I really hate this. I've been being, at least for the 4th of July uh, weekend and a little before that, me, you know, uh, not as, not a good me, but I've been being the person that I've been being for years, for probably most of the time that you've known me on the videos. Hopeless, playing my games, wasting my time in whatever fashion I can. At least free of my flash games now. But, which definitely were a negative effect on me, and the danger is I will stumble into one again at some point. But, just sort of doing shit and putting everything out of my mind in terms of like living from one emergency to the next at best, Hey, somebody's going to come and do X to you. You had better call someone and get that dealt with, whatever. And avoiding going for walks because, that's effort and everything and shit like that. I did go out on the 4th. I posted about it on Facebook. I don't think I did a video on it. That was a really hard call because there's this, wow, there's maybe a 1/100th% chance that something interesting might happen if I leave the house. And there is basically no chance that something interesting will happen if I stay home, right? And because it's like big event, whatever, that improves maybe at least my perception that there's a chance of something interesting happening. And what do I mean by interesting? I don't know. Running into somebody I know, meeting someone, running into a band that's down there. That would have a higher percent, except that I've been down there before, and there wasn't, it's really not set up for that kind of experience, while most 4th of Julys are. But I convinced myself to go anyway, and didn't have a terribly miserable time, but nothing was happening because the fires or whatever, the danger of fires, they closed it in Eugene. All the surrounding towns have them, and I could see those all from my hill, And I could have gone to Springfield or something, but, why? And I didn't particularly want to be there for fireworks, and I didn't care about that. But all that's besides the point. The reason I'm making this video is yesterday I finally turned back to my wife's laptop to try to catch some more information. And that involved reinstalling her Tor browser. And of course she had cleared her history, so nothing valuable there. Which is a shame because I really want clues. I didn't look at the dates when she got these. One thing I saw was she got stuff for Kindle over the years. And early on, she was studying like stuff from Louis XVI era. But then a whole spate of books on like Ted Bundy. And maybe some other similar type things. And then towards the top, there were fiction that, like, at least seemed innocuous. Although I don't know, because, like, in her ramblings, the Velveteen Rabbit comes in and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? And I'm not able to make these linkages in my own head. But then I kind of focused on looking through her email. Well, not looking through her email. I've looked through her email history. But looking through her browser history. And I figured out a little trick that allows me to actually scroll down and stay scrolled down. I don't know why. Windows, whatever she has a Windows 10 and this, whenever you look at the Chrome history, the scroll bar jumps all the way up to the top, and it's fucking annoying as hell. But if you select something, click a little box to select it, it'll jump up to that selection box instead. So you can kind of work your way through the list. And I worked my way pretty far down, and it was innocuous. I'm not surprised. Again, I think she used Tor for anything interesting. I mean, I saw nothing interesting there. A lot of Gmail, Amazon, PayPal, Portuguese government stuff that came not long before. So I looked into that, and as far as I can see, that's tax information she's trying to pull. Most of it was her work, and really not much at all. What I found really odd was, I mean, she died on the 10th of February. She ordered or bought stuff as early before that, January 31st. I looked at what she bought. It was like clothing and makeup and stuff. It wasn't, the suicidal stuff she'd already bought quite some time ago. Now, my feeling had always been this sort of, or had been more recently, this sort of, okay, I think she just decided, and that's why she tuned out and disassociated the way she did. But I don't know. I really don't know, because it's like the we're talking 10 days before. 10 days before, I was pretty sure she was happy. It was about a week that she went into this really disassociate state. And so, I mean, maybe I'm still right. And there's like nothing in her emails that leads to anything. Like no money, concerns, nothing. Just nothing. She had a lot of work in that period, and that's about it. And it was bad weather, but I don't understand it all. And like now, having dug in, it reopens a lot of wounds and everything. And it's like, I need to do this. Like, I've decided I can't use her laptop until I tap it for everything that I can get out of it. And the browser was one of the things I really wanted to investigate, that I knew, if I start using it, I'm just going to make a mess that is going to make life harder. Yeah, at least I managed to get her PayPal money out. She had quite a bit collected up, actually. Probably payments, that happened soon before or after. But, wow, prying back into it. And the thing is, I have to go through all of this before I can face any kind of ceremony or anything like that, if I'm gonna do that. I feel like I don't even know the why I'm doing it. It's like almost, it's definitely not for me. Nobody else gives a shit, right? I mean, it might be insulting to some people. And it's going to make me look like a clown. But I can't get rid of that bag in my living room without it being kind of more than just pie. And, yeah. And I still have more to face. I have to dig through her writings. I feel like I have to look at some of the stuff she was reading online. Not online, but on the Kindle, to try to see the why behind any of that. Just some hope of coming to some kind of understanding. It's like I had one, but I can't accept that. I can't just say, yeah, that's my answer when I know I have more information that I can dig through and I can read through her papers again. But man, it fucking ruins me. And I don't know what good it does me. But it's like, you know, hiding from that, I'd go do my game, and I'm doing weeding and stuff like garden stuff, and all of this is hiding from the stuff I really needed to do even before she died, like get my basement dealt with and shit like that. The stuff that, you know, I get yelled at for whining too much or whatever. Yeah, well, this is the stuff that drives, you know, the misery for me and maybe for her, who knows. Oh, it's just, I mean, there's just such weird things, like, she bought, like, a bathing suit. At least I think that's what it is. That's what it said on Amazon. Not that long ago, but we had, I don't think she ever used it. I think it was one of those, hey, we might go to the river, my bathing suit's shit, you know, it's falling apart. We need that. But just the things that we would do that would have called that and made that useful, those things weren't happening. You know, I mean, I'm really surprised. Like, she's fairly parsimonious, but not like me. But, like, for me, I'm having trouble getting clothing that even I would use, you know? And just, you know, at least once a year or something orders a new couple of items of clothing. And I mean, it's not like I have tons and tons of clothing. She has very few things. I don't know. She mentioned the Marie Kondo stuff in her ramblings, and I don't know. I don't think that's something she learned about through that. I mean, I feel like she always wanted a very, very limited amount of stuff. She didn't want to be burdened by her stuff. She left stuff behind in Belgium with the, yeah, well, I didn't, yeah, I liked those things, but I didn't really want them. And, you know, it's just like, to me, it's like, but how can you give up your things? You know, even when my things are rotting and falling apart, or they're fucking used paper cups, I can't give them up. It's just very, very weird. Total difference in opinions. Anyway, I don't know why I'm making this, but whatever.